Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof. Which door? Upon which door do we exit? Well, I suppose the poor bed placement. Would be an indicator as to where we should be exiting. But, yeah, we are going to start here, episode 568 of Farlands or Bust. As we walk outside the front door, I'm assuming, on Tuesday, March 8th. That's a big tree. March 8th, 2016. Let's organize a little bit of our inventory here. My pants are going to break. Let's make some more torches, just a few. Say hello to the chickens and to Wolfie. Ooh. How did I miss that? I guess I missed that, or maybe I didn't miss it. The double-sided, the double-doored hidey hole. You know what? Actually, let me put down a sign. Because I'm actually recording this a few days early on Sunday, March 6th. March 6th, 2016. Why am I doing this? Because it is the 5 years of FLoB. Ooh, that fits. 5 years of FLoB. I uploaded the first episode of this series, the first episode of any Let's Play series, on March 6th of any Let's Play series ever, of my channel, of myself, on March 6th, 2011. So this is officially the date that I started my downward spiral of delusion. No, I don't know. What else should I write here? Indeed. So there we go. A little bit of a milestone to mark there. So yeah. So I decided, for really no reason, it really doesn't matter that I'm recording on this day, on a Sunday, on March 6th, but I guess a little bit of mentalness, definitely a lot of mentalness, but sentimentality, I suppose, a little bit, as we continue west here to the far lands. And yeah, I just feel like today's going to be one of those episodes. Maybe I'm going to get a little bit introspective, retrospective, spectrospective. Maybe get a little bit misty-eyed. No, I don't know. It's just one of those times. One of those times. It must be done. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Just a quick update on the Child's Play charity fundraiser at farlandsorbust.com. We are up to $23,544.44. Somebody likes the number 4 over at farlandsorbust.com. Donating straight to Child's Play charity, getting toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. Keep going there, keep donating, keep helping out, get us closer to our goal, where we will finally press F3 to see how far we've walked. Ooh, it's another one of these mountains that are a handle. Ooh, wait, this whole place is a handle. Hold on, get a handle on it. Oh, good thing we took a little bit of a southerly detour here. This is kind of neat. Ooh, and there's a waterfall and everything. Neat. So yeah. Comments are still broken on my channel, by the way. I thought I'd be alright with it, and I suppose it is like another thing that I don't have to check anymore. I mean, except now I'm checking to see if there's anything to check, like if anything has changed. But there's a little bit of a loss of feedback. Good or bad, but just any feedback is kind of one of the, I suppose, unique points of internet, of direct publishing to the internet, is getting that feedback that I suppose other media don't have. And the lack of it all, what with, you know, the return of my Eidolon videos that I recorded live, or coming up to the finale of Tomb Raider, or my last Dirt Rally Conelanders League video, just not getting any feedback at all is kind of like, there's a void. There's a void there. So, still probably no comments on this video. And still a problem on YouTube's end. Still probably attributed, I'm pretty sure it's going to be attributed to the fact that I never... Whoops! Come back, boat. I never set up a Google Plus account, and now they're probably working through the ins and outs of removing that requirement, thus leaving me floating in space as some sort of rando channel without a home. So hopefully that gets resolved. But yeah, right now no comments. If you do want to leave comments, I do post all of these Farlands of Bust episodes up on my Patreon wall, just open to the public. You don't have to be a patron to see these posts, and you can comment if you have a Patreon account. Patreon.com/KurtJMac. That's kind of a comment field that gets a little bit neglected because everybody watches it on YouTube or whatever. So you could go over there, and maybe while you're at it, consider supporting the series and all my series and internet works. Plug. Or I suppose if you wanna try your hand at the Mindcrack Reddit, all my videos are always posted up on the Mindcrack Reddit. If you already have a Reddit account, have some discussions, talk amongst yourselves over there, since you're not able to hear on YouTube, unfortunately. Just something I wanted to mention. But yeah, here we are. We're continuing on. Like I said, this video is coming out on Tuesday, so that Child's Play charity number might have changed, but I am recording it on Sunday here, the 6th, and I recently went back and looked at that first episode. I actually looked back at the file as well, the backup of the original file, and it was indeed, I don't know, I can't remember if I recorded it on, I probably did. I probably recorded it and rendered it all at once. Because the date of the file is March 6th, and it is Minecraft-EP001. So even then, I left myself three numbers to work with for episode numbers. And yeah, it was last modified on 3/6/2011 at 10:14 p.m. So I'm assuming I recorded it, and then right away wanted to render it and upload it and publish it, so that's why it was such a late thing. I don't even know, YouTube doesn't keep the times they're published, I don't think. But that was before scheduled publishing. So I probably posted that at midnight or some very poor choice of time to publish it. Yeah, it is 470 megabytes in size. It's a WMV, by the way. It's Minecraft-EP001 WMV, because I was using Windows Movie Maker on Windows XP to make my videos there at the early goings. I was using Fraps to record, and it is 14 minutes and 58 seconds long, because that was when YouTube had the 15-minute limit on your videos, unless you were a partner at the time. So yeah, those are some interesting stats, am I right? And right now, though, 5 years later, it has 376,000 views. Certainly not one of my most viewed videos, but certainly up there in the tops of things. And if you do watch it, apologies for such awkwardness. I was really nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't quite have my voice yet. Yeah, that's the way that cookie crumbled. And the second episode I didn't make until the 12th. So there was I just very quickly recorded that and uploaded it and just tried to throw it on the wall to see how it would stick, see what people would say before deciding to continue with the endeavor. And I guess I got some positive feedback, so I continued on with it. But 6 days later, it took me 6 days to get back around to making more videos. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I mean, I don't really, as a person, I might have probably mentioned this before, I don't really put much stock into birthdays or anniversary days or these sort of milestone days as dates. A little bit arbitrary to me. New Year's, that sort of stuff. I really don't put much of any stock into that. So this is still a little bit weird, but it's worth mentioning, I suppose. For 5 years doing this sort of thing, and honestly, 5 years is kind of the longest I've done something. I was at my previous job, the web design, graphic design job at the small studio, for 5 years, I think, or just under 5 years, about 5 years. So yeah, that's kind of like the way my cycle, my life cycle works, I guess. Not saying that like, well, I'm done now. It's been 5 years. This cycle is over. That's just something I noticed before, and yeah, it was indeed this. And I mentioned this before as well. And sorry, I thought I was gonna like write down and make an outline of all the stuff I wanted to talk about today, but I just decided to just go off the cuff, old school style, just like back in 2011. Old school style, so apologies if I'm a little bit rambly, if I'm a little bit like, saying a lot or trying to find the words that I'm trying to say. But yeah, it was, speaking of that, I was working at the graphic design job at the time. People would often ask what made me decide to start making videos or whatever. And yeah, it was a multitude of things. It was, watching other people's videos and being, oh, that looks like fun. I would like to try that. Being inspired, seeing channels like, say, at the time, the Yogscast, and others that I was watching and being like, oh, that seems like a popular thing to get in on, perhaps. And I would be lying if I didn't say that, sure, I started it with, it would, with the thought that, it would be really neat if this could turn into something, or if it would get views and popular, like your C-Nanners or the Yogscast or whatever. You can't deny that. Certainly wasn't the top motivation, but a motivation to be honest about that. But yeah, I'm just trying to. It's really difficult to put myself in that space anymore. Really, 5 years is a long time. It feels like it went like that, obviously, because we're all here now. But yeah, let's go to sleep and continue just aimlessly, randomly mumbling for the remainder of this episode in the morning. And awakeness. 5 years latersness. Why, Wolfie? We do need some pigs, don't we? Oh, well, would you look at that? Speak of the devil. Speak of the swine. But yeah, that was probably a motivation. I was also kind of looking for, not being extremely happy with my full-time work, looking for some sort of other outlet. Looking for a hobby I could do on my own. Suppose also, like I've mentioned many times, kind of came up because people have always told me I have a good radio voice or something, and I felt, well, this commentary thing is making use of radio voice, of being able to speak well or whatever, and that was something that made me decide to do it, and it was even something I was noticing. Yeah, I am a pretty shy person. I'm quite introverted. I don't, even though I have the good radio voice or whatever, I don't conversate very well. I'm not very good at meeting people or holding, small talk or even big talk. I'm much more of an observer than a participant in conversation. And I figured doing this would maybe help. And it certainly, obviously, you can tell the transformation of my commentary speaking, he says as he stutters over his words. But I don't know how much it actually turned around to affect my in-person speaking too greatly, or meeting new people, or talking, or conversating. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that goal of starting a Let's Play has been achieved even this much longer. I mean, I've certainly met a lot of new people and friends through the YouTube thing, but I think that is almost just a given, a byproduct. I don't know if that is a direct result of me getting better at overcoming some of those anxieties or whatever. And there was recently Rosie, artist Rosie, who does art, was putting up on Twitter how, like, does anybody else have a problem, like, looking at people in the eye while they're having a conversation? And no, certainly that's a very common socially anxious, nervous, sort of shy quality, looking people in the eye during conversation. I'm like, yeah, that's a serious problem. Like that often, and even still, in a face-to-face conversation, even with people I know, family members or anything, it starts to become a bit of a mental block, because it's thing I'm thinking about more than the conversation itself is like, oh, don't look at the eyes too much. Oh, maybe look over here. Oh, don't not look at the eyes. They're going to be thinking I'm distracted. Or, that, and then that just gets in the way and becomes a mental wall shielding me from the actual conversation. So that's a very common thing, and that's something I still do. So, and certainly recording videos on YouTube by yourself in a room, staring at a video game is probably not the way to resolve an issue like that. But yeah, I mean, a lot has happened. 5 years, but it was. I mean, the one thing I think the positive thing I can take from it, at least starting it 5 years ago, is that it was literally one of the only times I ever made a decision to start doing something like on my own. I basically went out and bought a headset with a microphone. I had actually tried to record before. I had a really cheapo microphone that like came with an old Dell computer. I don't know if anybody ever got Dell computers back in the late 90s, early aughts. They always came with like a little cheapo VoIP, just a plug-in microphone. I tried to record once with that, but it was terrible quality. So I went out and got a Razer headset with a microphone. I purchased a copy of Fraps. And I decided I'm going to do this. I'm not a very decisive person. I generally opt to not decide and kind of just coast. a lot of what has happened in my life has just come thanks to coasting. Coasting down a hill, perhaps not making it up the next hill, and then coasting back and down another valley or something like that. If I can extend this analogy further than it really needs to be. And this thing was kind of one of the, like I said, I didn't consult anybody about trying it. I didn't ask if anybody thought it would be a good idea. I'm going to do this. And I, like I said, I must have recorded it on March 6th, rendered it, and just threw it up on the wall and just said, all right, I'm going to take 6 days, apparently, before doing the next episode or whatever, just to see what people think. And it turned out all right. And even since then, a lot of the things that have happened have happened not because I'm good at making decisions or kind of standing up for things that I want to do or whatever. There's been still a lot of coasting and deferring decisions. That's still a problem I got to work on, I feel. And for better or worse, I think even. I'm being really dodgy and not specific here, but yeah, I wish maybe I learned more from that lesson, I guess. Make more decisions, man. Be decisive. Ooh, this is going to be decisive. We're deciding to jump off this ledge. Careful of you. Ooh, into the water, I say. Whee! Spelunk. Wolfie spawn? Nope, Wolfie's still up there. There he is. All right, good job. So yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, that end of sentence, period. Oh, man. So yeah, 5 years, craziness. Of course, I didn't start out even considering... Well, like I said, it would be nice. Careful of to grow a channel in popularity or whatever. I was just thinking about views. I wasn't even thinking about like as a job or making money. It wasn't until after I even quit my job in the following July that then later I heard from Gavin of the Slow-Mo guys. He said, you should, you're starting to get some viewers or whatever, and you've come up with this interesting concept of Far Lands or Bust. You should try to, you should become a partner with YouTube, earn some money on the side. And yeah, I didn't actually start earning ad revenue, what little pennies they were at the time, until well into late 2011. I'd been doing it for 4 or 5 months already at that time. So that was never like the primary goal. It was just kind of a happy happenstance, a coincidence there, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, a lot has happened as well. a lot of good things have happened. Some pretty bad things have happened as well. and whether or not I have involved or been public about much things regarding that is my own choosing, and for the best, I think. But it's a ride, and I'm hoping that it continues. I mean, that would be good. It's yeah. I mean, and there is. I guess one of the things I still, looking back, I do regret not making like a separate channel, a different channel name, perhaps something a little bit more well, I mean, now KurtJMac is the name, and it's marketable as that, I suppose, but something a little bit more anonymous, maybe not anonymous, just a little bit, I don't know. One of the things that happened pretty early on, like I said, I started making these videos without really consulting anybody, and I just started to do it, and I kind of didn't tell anybody. Ooh, ow! One of the things that really kind of was a little bit of a blowback was when my family found them, just by knowing me and like the KurtJMac name. And that kind of was like, oh man, now, it was going to be kind of, I was hoping for it to be a little bit of a place where I could just word vomit and kind of be myself. But, I'm sure a lot of you are probably have your internet accounts or whatever, and you have your places where you can say what's on your mind without knowing, without thinking that people are going to see that and judge that in your real life or whatever. And I was kind of hoping that would be a way I could take this, but then when I was confronted, oh, are you doing this thing? This is you, right? From family members, I was like, well, that kind of was a little bit of a, I was like, oh, a blow, and maybe that is where I didn't like stop being open or anything like that. There's still stuff I continue to say and mention that maybe afterwards I'm like, oh, if this person's watching, but yeah, that was a little bit of a blow. If I can admit something that I maybe wish, of course, if I continued on with it and started doing it as a job, the cat would have eventually needed to come out of the bag. But at such an early point, that was a little bit of like, oh, what am I going to do now? Or like, oh, what did I say already? But like that's long ago in YouTube's far away. And actually, I got maybe a little bit to say about the YouTubes in a bit here, as I have seen them transform over the past 5 years. Now is a good time to comment on how you feel about YouTube when your comments are broken, and oh man, yeah, everything else is falling apart. The things are just crumbling all around us, my friends. But yeah, let's go to sleep and continue. Whoops. In the morning. And awakeness. And a continuing onness. Whoop. So yeah, what got me thinking about like YouTube and stuff is I watched one of Captain Sparkle's latest kind of vlog videos. Jordan was his name, and he was talking about how himself, he's noticing that these vlog videos, he does like driving videos where he attaches his camera to the dashboard and drives around and just does like rambly, talky things. And he's talking about how he's seeing more response and positive response and views even on those videos versus his gameplay videos, and he thinks it's because he's been doing it, I think he said, for 6 years, and he feels like, along with himself, his audience has grown up, and he himself, he started just uploading like Call of Duty videos. He himself doesn't watch Call of Duty videos. He doesn't play Call of Duty that much anymore or whatever, and people perhaps are responding more to his vlog, have grown up and are appreciating that more than, say, his gameplay videos, aren't attracting the same audience, or they're attracting a different audience, a younger audience, perhaps a newer audience. And he feels that's just kind of the trend of having a channel that long, is that initial audience grows with you, and if you don't grow with them and your content doesn't kind of adapt to that, then that's, you know, a little bit of a disconnect there, I suppose. And I'm like, oh yeah, kind of, yeah, that could be a portion of something that's similar here. Of course, similar. He's making this vlog while driving around LA in his McLaren, one of 3 vehicles he owns. So I don't know how many similarities of both YouTube channels and success that I can link here, but no, he's a pretty relaxed and cool guy, and he's hung out with us, the Minecraft group, at conventions and stuff. But I kind of thought that was a interesting thing to mention. So yeah, I mean, I kind of felt a little bit similar with that. You know, and he followed up by saying that doesn't mean he's going to stop doing gameplay videos, and certainly that's not anywhere I want to go. But I feel like 5 years here, it might be, it's a good time to try to test out different things. Maybe rebrand is a wrong word, but kind of shift focus. Try to, you know, at the time I started YouTube, I was like, oh yeah, I was watching the Yawscast and found people like BOO and Ant Venom and Good and Co-Star and stuff, and we're watching their videos, like going through all their old playlists, like I'm sure some of you may still do or have done when you find a YouTube channel. But now I don't do that as much anymore, and maybe I should start to look at what interests me or what I am enjoying more, and do that. And see if that is actually something that then, you know, the audience, the people I've already grown with, perhaps that will kind of invigorate that, you know, instead of maybe trying to hunt for new audience or trying to shift your content one way or the other. I was kind of starting to get like a little bit more mature and sweary and stuff, and because I see the success of these other channels who are kind of like that, but that really wasn't me. I'm really not like, you know, rated G either is not me as well. So trying to find a balance there. So I've kind of pulled back on that. You'll probably see and hear less F-bombs, dirt rally videos and stuff like that. Will be a little bit more friendly to watch, but yeah, maybe just something to think about over the coming months, I guess. And, you know, one of those things is I am enjoying watching live streams more. So this whole live stream a day thing is a little bit of an experiment of maybe that's something that, you know, on the Twitch or whatever could be something to experiment with for myself, I guess. But yeah, it's a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. And, it's, stuff changes and, stuff stays the same. I mean, there's even a lot of, like I said, even with the YouTube, I've been a little bit following. There's been big fallings outs of rather large YouTubers with their networks. Obviously, I've never been with a network. I've always been, ever since, like I said, Gavin referred me, just a vanilla direct with YouTube AdSense partner, and I've not done with the networks or whatever, and I've been watching. There's some fairly prominent channels who've recently left their networks for vanilla YouTube, who very amusingly are starting to run into some of the problems that myself and others like myself have already dealt with. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, we already know the tricks around this, that, or how this works, or how this is terrible. The content ID system, the monetization, or whatever. So that's a little bit amusing to see, and I do wonder if there is any shift in focus there. Probably not. I don't know. It's always hard to know what YouTube itself is thinking or whatever. There really is no... I mean, there's a few, but there's really no good, like, reporting on, like, YouTube as, like, an industry. Right? I mean, there's like Tube Filter or whatever. Like those just seem like as good as like Yahoo News, just really low quality kind of just regurgitating PR releases. But yeah, there really isn't. I mean, there's like, certain things that stir up Reddit drama and stuff that really only gets headlines in those little tiny corners, communities or whatever, but really never, there's really not much, what's the word I'm looking for? Like public accountability, I guess, of some of the way these things happen or go through. But I don't know, maybe that's something that needs to happen. I'm not saying I'm the person to do that by any means at all, but you know my thoughts on such things, and YouTube and comments and Google Plus and Content ID and blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's 5 years. I mean, even heck, when did Google buy YouTube? In 2006 or something? So it's not even been 10 years. I mean, heck, I hope I hope this 5 years is just kind of like an early, remember those first 5 years? I hope we can continue doing this for as long as possible. But it's things are constantly changing, my friends. Constantly in a state of flux. Oh, shoot, that's right. I wanted to get to Cone Dodger. Left me a question here. I don't know if I have time to answer it. Is it, maybe. No, the sun is kind of setting. So, yeah. Well, it is a little bit related to. Let me try to hear. Okay, he asked before the FLoB Friday, the live stream thing. He asked, do you have a hard time saying no to people, especially friends, acquaintances, that request your assistance with things? In the non-internet world, I find I can never say no for helping people, despite the fact that it commonly negatively affects my life to do so. In one of his recent driving vlogs, he mentioned how he takes on too many projects because he can't say no to people as favors, even if they are jobs, and he makes some money from it. Yeah, that's a very common thing for me. And even after I'd quit that graphic design, web design job in July of 2011, a couple times after that, they asked me to come in and kind of like work as freelance for like a couple days a week or a full week or two or something like that. And I did, even though I know I didn't want to. I know I wanted to concentrate on the YouTube thing. It didn't pay at all very well. So, I left for a reason because I didn't like it. But I still did, and I still went. And I don't know why, and it didn't bring me any sort of satisfaction or joy. I wasn't friends with any of these people. I didn't owe them anything, but I still did, and that even still applies. I was still getting into the second year. I was doing YouTube full time. I had done for friends of friends, owned businesses or whatever. I designed business cards and had business cards printed. I was getting like emails and calls from these people to redo or re-update or design. And I was like, I don't want to, but I still did, to the point where, I have a hard time saying no to people. So the way I say no is I don't say anything at all, and I just ignore them, which is a real crummy way to handle like interpersonal relationships. I don't burn bridges or anything, but I don't maintain them. I just allow them to crumble. And that's just the case with the way I handle things. And it is kind of you know what? Let's a 4-day episode for 5 years on YouTube. Let's make a bed here. So we can do this really quick. I didn't think I'd have time to answer this question. Cone Dodger! Have a seat, Wolfie, really quick. I want to grab some dirt so I can make an elevated hidey hole here. Doing that with the axe was a bad idea. Do I still have my pants? Still have my pants! Still have my pants, everybody. There we go. In case you were wondering about the pants situation. All right. Let's do this, that, and that. I think that might be. Well, let's go to sleep, and I'll speculate more in the morning. and awakeness. So yeah, I think the saying no to people thing is probably loosely or directly related to the social anxieties, the social awkward or shyness, in that kind of, the worst, the kind of most awkward type of social interactions you can have are the negative ones. When you have to say no to somebody, when you have to give somebody bad news, or when you deny them something they want. So I think in order to simply avoid those, we simply don't say no as socially anxious or not particularly confident people. I'm speaking for myself here. I'm like saying we, like I'm including Cone or other people. I'm not 100% sure, but so yeah, I think that is indeed a part of it. And I've oftentimes just ended up not, instead of saying no, just not replying. And that was even, that's kind of what I say about coasting. Instead of making a decision, or instead of making your decision known, or expressing your personal wants or needs, you simply opt out of doing so, and you let somebody else make the decision for you, or you just let enough time pass where it just becomes a non-issue anymore, and that's not too great at all. I suppose getting up and moving halfway around the country has kind of helped, because I don't know anybody around here that would ask me for help anymore. So the in real life stuff, requests, favors or whatever have reduced as a response to that. Oh, I wanted to get that lava in the shot. And the cow. Ooh, can I get the cow? Oh, the lava is spreading. Neat. Oh, we've made a cobblestone generator, everybody. We, the world, Farlands Bus World, has made a cobblestone generator. Well done. Well done. Science! And that even, it got me thinking. Good question, Cone Dodger. Thank you for the donation as well. It got me thinking about even, like, similarly, like even, not even like favors even, but even just like emotional stuff. And again, this is like, this is one of those conversations where I'm flirting with the, how much can I say here? Sort of back of my head stuff. That even comes to, not wanting to say no to anybody, or not wanting to say, disappoint them or give them bad news. It also means putting your own wants. Oh, I didn't eat that. Good job. Thanks, me. Kind of on the back burner. And not even on the burner, still leaving it in the cupboard, I guess. And that recently with another friend, I had a conversation about how that's known, or has been termed as kind of emotional stuffing. Turkey and emotional stuffing. where basically, instead of making your wants or needs or emotions or whatever known, you instead just stuff them away. You direct them inwards, at the expense of yourself, but maybe to preserve others' emotions or wants or needs or whatever. And that ain't a healthy practice, and I can certainly apply that to myself. And it is kind of one of those extremely generic terms, psychological terms, that I'm sure everybody, no matter who you are, could oh yeah, that's me too. I apply to that as well. It's like a horoscope or whatever, which is why another reason I don't follow. People ask, oh, what are you, an INTFJZ, whatever, those Briggs Myers things are. I don't put any weight in those. Those are, while yeah, the questions might get you thinking a little bit more inwardly, which is good. The end result, the need to kind of categorize yourself in a definite, I am this and nothing else, I don't think is very healthy or very appropriate, and is very, the same reason why people like to put themselves in the horoscope boxes. So that I don't put any weight in. But anyway, I digress. Digressions. So yeah, I kind of felt like that question brought about similar, not wanting to say no to anybody, similar things about the being an emotional stuffer. And it doesn't mean like, oh, you're stuffing away your emotions and then you explode. in a grand explosion, in a grand thermonuclear detonation. I kind of more personally, I kind of explode inward. I guess is a little bit more. It stays in my head. I'm more of a collapsing neutron star than a supernova. Wow, I'm firing on all analogy cylinders here. So yeah, I mean that's it. Just kind of brought me back to saying like, oh, the one time where I said yes to myself or said this is something I'm going to do was starting to make YouTube videos. Is this a spawner? Thank goodness. I was hoping we'd find a spawner today. It's the 5-year spawner, everybody. This is the one spawner that we've been traveling for 5 years to find, and it would be absolutely amazing if there was something totally amazing in the chest. What do we got? Spoiders! The first spawner we found was a spoiler spawner. How appropriate. That was on episode 12? No, episode 13. I was actually looking through the playlist. Because then, on episode 14, I came back from a slight hiatus, and I went from being the 11th Doctor to being the 10th Doctor. Actually, I was wearing the brown suit. Oh, that's weird. I had no idea. Who knew that happened? Armor. The armor floats behind you. What do we got? Buckets? Wheat? Take the wheat. What do we got? More wheat. Not even enough to make any TNT. Well, you're a disappointment. Oh, man. No, well, there's sometimes, if it's a double spawner, there could be 3 chests, but I don't think this is a double spawner. Alright, not too shabby. You know what I'm gonna do while I'm here, I guess? Let's make a new pair of pants. My pants. And my hat. There we go. Let's get that armor back up. I was gonna wait for it to break, but I don't even think it makes a breaking sound. So, woo! Look at all that. Have my pants and my hat and some sand, my spidery friends. And let's make a staircase out of here. I want them to I want to give them the gift of life. So I'm going to, did I get rid of all of them? Oh, there's that one over here. Gotta go, spoiders. Woo! I don't know why I had to pick up that sand, but I did. Enjoy your lives, my 8-legged friends. I don't know if you'll spawn, but woo! The 5-year spawner. Let's take a boat. Spelunk. So yeah, I mean that's another thing I still have to work on. I feel like the whole yes/no thing, making your own preferences known or whatever. It's just bleh. Oh man, what a weird 5-year episode. Possibly, I don't know, not one of the best, but still carrying on here. And of course, as the sun sets, thanks everybody. I suppose, I mean, if you have been around for 5 years, what the heck, man. But thanks so much. I mean, even I get some comments, I saw you around episode 11 or this or that. I mean, any amount of time is pretty cool, and certainly something I had hoped for when I started doing this Let's Play YouTube thing, but something I never really imagined, never really expected, or even prepared for. There's a lot of unprepared, taken off guard. The first conventions, Minecon I went to was very taken off guard by writing autographs or having pictures with people. That's still something I'm kind of adjusting to and figuring out. So it's been a long and good and bad and up and down and side to side and west and a little bit of east journey, and I do appreciate you sticking with me and continuing to stick with me. Continue to let me know how I'm doing, and of course how things have changed with now doing the Patreon thing and being supported through that by you guys is something unexpected, but also very appreciated and positive for me. And I look forward to more of that, and I hope to take your input and interests and opinions about taking things in not a new or different direction, but a direction. We'll be going in a direction. Remember, folks, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know, that music really didn't match the theme at all of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and we're all figuring things out here together. Leave me your comments on the Patreon page or on the Reddit, whichever is your poison. And keep going to farlandsorbust.com to donate to Child's Play charity. And look forward to this Friday. We're going to have another FLoB Friday. A lot of people really seem to like that. Some people said that was some of their favorite Farlands of Bustitude stuff, was getting your questions answered live on a live Farlands of Bust. And we'll be doing that again this Friday. Of course, all this week, Monday through Friday, is going to be Stream a Weekday. And that's at twitch.tv/KurtJMac, remember? So if you are available during those times, come check that out. See what a stream is about. See what sort of crazy antics we can get up to during those things. Wolfie knows about those crazy antics. Yeah, let's make the rest of this hidey hole. Oops, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Looks like we'll need to reinforce this one. This one will not be a sidey hole. So yeah, I've accidentally given my end spiel before it was the official end here. Let's make some beds. Let's actually secure the hidey hole. Woof Wolfie, indeed. Ba ba ba. Some beds. We'll make some boats. How's everything else here? Well, my tools seem to be in good order. Could use some coal eventually. Oh, that is not what I need. There we go. And yeah, farlandsorbust.com. Remember, keep donating to Child's Play charity. And get us closer to that $60,000 goal here for Season 6 of the series. To the next... We'll take it a year at a time. To the next year of Farlands or Bust, of YouTube, of this crazy, weird thing we've been doing for 5 years. I do appreciate it. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Turkey and emotional stuffing.